and welcome to Classroom to Community. What happens when learning turns into opportunity? When a classroom becomes the first step toward a career, a business, or a chance to give back? This month on From Classroom to Community, we're taking you inside 4 inspiring journeys at Ideal Institute of Technology. Andrew Johnson is turning his passion for web development and AI into a vision for entrepreneurship. Kevin Stafford proves that perseverance and the right support can lead to a second chance at a meaningful role in the community. Welcome to our new CTE Academy. Principal Miss Maisha shares her vision for creating pathways that prepare students not just to graduate, but to succeed in life. And Maxim Berlenbach is putting his hands to work, learning carpentry skills and building his future, one project at a time. Different goals, different journeys, one common message: education can open the door, but it's what you do next that builds your future. This is From Classroom to Community. For some students, education is about preparing for a job. For others, it's about preparing to create something of their own. Andrew Johnson is pursuing that vision through Ideal Institute of Technology's online classroom. With an early interest in web development, Andrew is now building his technical skills while also learning the business side of becoming an entrepreneur. From web development and artificial intelligence to contracts, sales, and business development, his online learning experience is giving him the flexibility to grow both inside and outside the classroom. Let's hear from Andrew about his journey, his passion for technology, and his goal of one day building a business of his own.
I took some web development classes in high school and always enjoyed it, and kind of eventually want to start my own business, and thought this would be a good kind of path forward for myself to kind of work for myself and be able to help other small businesses kind of get their business out there in a kind of a more efficient, kind of up-to-date, modern fashion. I'd say just kind of building websites to begin with, and kind of what makes a good website for a business, and also kind of how important AI is becoming in developing websites. We've learned a lot so far, in addition to kind of the web development stuff, also kind of learning how to run a business, like the contracts and selling yourself, selling your business, selling everything has been really important to me. Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. The flexibility is important, and just kind of being a little self-motivated outside of classroom hours, just to kind of help prepare myself for starting my own business has been important. The YouTube classes and all the other kind of free resources out there are important, and then just kind of setting aside a certain amount of time every day to kind of go through some of those resources, maybe an hour a day, 2 hours a day, to just kind of sit down and kind of work through stuff. I think AI has been really important in just trying to helping progress with what I've been learning so far, whether it's trying to like figure out an issue with a website, or kind of further expanding on something that I may not completely understand. Just going to ChatGPT or Gemini or really any of them to kind of help me work through a problem I might be having. It's been really useful to me.
Sometimes the right career opportunity is closer than we think. For Kevin Stafford, a childhood experience watching his mother serve as a school crossing guard eventually came full circle with the help of Ideal Institute of Technology. After facing several job rejections, Kevin worked with his job counselor, Mrs. Vivian Bettis, who encouraged him to apply for a school crossing guard position with the Pleasantville Police Department. Today, Kevin is proudly serving at Leeds Avenue School, the very school he knew years ago. Here's Kevin's story of perseverance, opportunity, and finding purpose in giving back to his community.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kevin Stafford. As of this moment, I'm enjoying my summer. But in the case of me enjoying having a good summer, I had to pursue a job career with the help of Ideal Institute, and my job counselor was Miss Vivian. She stood by me neck to neck as we searched and searched and searched for jobs that was in my job range category, and I kept getting turned down, even with the positions I was applying for and the experience I had with them. But it was always a lot of turn down. Till one day she called me to the office and told me to come in a hurry because she had something for me. So in this term, she called me to tell me to fill out this application for a school crossing guard. And in that fact, I said, well, I did one before for Atlantic City, but they never called me. It was another turn down. So she said, no, we're going to do this one here. Run down to Pleasantville Police Department and put it in. And I had like within a 45-minute range to get down there. And I put it in, and they called me. And coming with this experience of a school crossing guard, as I told the Pleasantville Police Department, my mother was a school crossing guard for 28 years. And in that range of her being a school crossing guard, as me being a kid in elementary school, I helped her as I got elected as a patrol boy in my 6th and 7th, 8th grade. That's what my little experience came in. But the blessing and the feeling of this is that Ideal gave me this chance. They gave me a chance that, I never did pursue, wanted to be a school crossing guard, but the experience was already embedded in me as a kid. My mother did it for 28 years in Newark, New Jersey. And I grew up, in the schools that she crossed. Each school I grew up, and there was a lot of my friends that we all grew up together that, my mother gave us, everybody some experience of her crossing us across to get to the school with no problem. Because we depended on her, and once we seen her in the morning, we had our good day at school, and that's what was embedded in me. And they started me out on a rough road in Pleasantville. They called Delilah Road, which was this hardcore, fast street from one end to the other. And it came to the point I did have some rough ends with the drivers going by, but I held my ground because of the teaching. And second of all, the blessing came when they changed my position to the school up the street from where I was at, the post I was at, which is Leeds Avenue School in Pleasantville. And it was funny that happened because back in 2015, I lived in this place called the Orchards on Leeds Avenue, and I walked past the school for like 4 years in a row, just saying hi to that school crossing guard as I was going to work at this other job. And here it is today. I'm out there, a school crossing guard, in front of this same school that I passed for 4 years, back from 2015 to 2018. And here it is 2026, that I get to cross the kids there. And this is the blessing that I had because, it couldn't get no better than this. It couldn't get no better than this. And with the help of Ideal, giving me that opportunity to search out for jobs, give me that opportunity to, even though some of them didn't come through, which I, wanted to, and then it was the reason why this happened like it happened now. I'm enjoying this job here, and I just can't wait to get back to it.
In this segment, we spotlight Ideal Institute of Technology's CTE Academy, where students are prepared not only to graduate, but to build meaningful pathways toward careers, colleges, and life beyond the classroom. Let's hear from CTE Academy Principal, Miss Maisha, about her vision for student success and the future of CTE education.
Hi, my name is Miss Maisha, and I am CTE Academy's principal. At CTE Academy, we will create a pathway for purpose for the student. We will set them up with the high school diploma class, and afterwards, we create a pathway for them to go to whatever trade or whatever pathway they would like to continue with. For instance, college or any trade school they'd like to go into. My vision is to have a international CTE academy. I would like to, or we would like to, create micro schools all over the world so that everyone has access to our platform. I would like our students to take on discipline, dedication, and courage. I want them to succeed in life, and I believe that those 3 characteristics are the things that you need to succeed.
It's our pleasure to meet Maxim Berlenbach, a carpentry student in his 2nd cohort at Ideal Institute of Technology. From discovering his passion for construction to gaining hands-on experience, Max is building the skills he hopes will shape his future. Let's meet him. Hi, Max.
Hi, my name is Maxim Berlenbach. I am a carpentry student studying in my 2nd cohort.
How did you discover Ideal Institute of Technology?
So I first heard about Ideal by looking for a vocational school near me. I live in Atlantic County, and of the few vocational schools that I found, Ideal Institute was closest to me and seemed like the best fit.
Why did you decide to pursue construction?
While I did not start in the construction industry, with the evolution of AI, I wanted to make my next steps in life in a industry that seems relatively AI proof. While AI can do analytics, AI cannot swing a hammer.
What made you choose carpentry specifically?
I chose carpentry in the construction industry as I like to be able to have the whole scope of a project and have that understanding. And while plumbing, electrical, HVAC, these are all very important trades, you can't run anything without the base. And so being able to change, to alter, or construct from new the base seemed like a great place to start.
What was your transformation like from 1st cohort to 2nd cohort?
Now, I would say from building maintenance 1 to building maintenance 2, the 1st to the 2nd cohort, we mostly focused on safety in the 1st cohort to make sure that everyone is on the up and up. And transitioning into the 2nd cohort, we have become more hands-on. We still do have book work, however, we are applying what we learn in the book to the real-life practice, whether that be the flooring, the walls, the roofing, etc. We read it, we build it.
Can you describe your classroom experience? Who is your instructor?
My instructor here at Ideal is Justin Ungaro. I'm very happy to have him as an instructor, as he has more than a decade of experience in the field, in the trade, and actually runs his own construction company. And if I'm going to be learning from anyone in this industry, I'd like to learn from someone that has the time and has the experience. And so I'm happy to be able to pick his brain and learn from experience.
What are your goals for the future?
My goal here at Ideal, after I finish my cohorts here at the Institute, is to be able to have a firm understanding of every step in the carpentry field when it comes to constructing a house, from the blueprint stage to repairs, renovations, etc., and be able to relay that into fixing and flipping houses with my family in the local area and potentially even further.
Thank you so much, Max, for being here with us. We wish you all the success possible.
Well, thank you very much for having me. And as a student at Ideal, we believe you belong. And I'm happy to be here, and I feel like I belong.
And that's where their journey continues, beyond the classroom, into the community, and into the future. Thank you for joining us on From Classroom to Community. This is where the journey comes alive. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep making a difference.